what I want to show is in a simple processing workflow, so you get an idea how the software works, what the steps are. So the workflow is, and I'm gonna explain it here and then I'm gonna do it live. Is you create a new project in ContextCapture master, you import the images, then we run a process we call area triangulation. Is that why we match the images together? Then we go in reconstruction and producing of the model. Yeah, I created this, but I'm gonna show that live. You just see an idea, create a new project, import the images, run the area triangulation. This taking a couple minutes. And then once you have that, you can go in what we call 3D reconstruction. You set the boundary, what area you want to process. And then we go production and we can produce a model or multiple models. So let me show the software. So I'm not sure who's familiar with the software already, but this is the suite you get. So you get what we call ContextCapture Master, the viewer, what I explained, what you already have access to as a free version. And then we have ContextCapture's engine. That's the one who does the work. I will show later how that works. And then we have a desktop application, ContextCapture Editor, that comes with ContextCapture. It's like a microstation. And then as last, we have also on cloud processing console. So what I'm gonna do is I start up my ContextCapture master. And the way the software works is we work with a job queue. So we have a folder structure where you set it up before you start, where jobs are going to. So if you create a new job, let's say an area triangulation, goes to the job queue, and then you start the engine and the engine picks it up. So in ContextCapture master, I select create new project, and I can create a folder of a project and already exists. A new one, okay. So this is my empty project in the ContextCapture master. And we have some tools where I create things like QR codes where we can stick on an objects where software automatically recognize it. We have a camera databases, of course, are really important for us. But we can also do some machine learning stuff in here. But then, and we have a job queue monitor, so we can see if there's a job waiting to be processed, of how many jobs are waiting. I got a block here. So block is, we can rename it if I want. So this is the area, the part where you import the images. So I go here to photos and I can import my photos. I can do a whole directory. I can select some of the images. I can import video, and over here I can do point cloud, static scanner, and mobile scanner. I add photo and I select a couple photos. So you see, this is the DJI camera. I think it's an Inspire one. So the software picks up automatically the sensor size and the focal length. It's also in the metadata of the image. So if I open one of the images, you can see these images have a coordinate. So if I go to File, Info, you see these are the coordinates stored in this image. So after import, the software knows, or based on these coordinates, where it is. So you can see this is the pattern what we capture. So we're just shooting down the images. I can also export it to a KML file. So export a block to a KML file so I can check where it is. So it opens in Google Earth in my case. I'm not doing this now, but if it's not georeferenced, say if you have photos from a handheld camera, for example, there's no problem, we can still work with it. So that's what's this? I create a new block. And what I do is it's annoying. I use the rigid registration. So I use the photo positioning metadata. And these are some of the settings. I think it goes a little bit too far to explain all of them. But what I do is I submit. And now the job is going to the job queue. So it's waiting to be processed. If I go here, you see one pending job. And what I now need to do is I start the engine. And it comes up on this screen. And now it starts processing area triangulation. So what it does, it extracts the images here. So it extracts, this is the first 40% of the process. Load every image, extract what we call the key points, points where you start comparing it on. And when that is finished, it starts matching these images together. So this will take a couple minutes. So let this one run and then we come back when this is finished. And let me go back to my presentation. So in presentation style. Yeah, so the workflow that I'm showing now is a simple workflow. Imports the images, run area triangulation, going to basically we're showing this one. Reconstruction production. If you have things like ground control points or merging data sets together, then the workflow is, for example, you run area triangulation, then you import the ground control points, run a new area triangulation, and maybe you adding tie points, merging data sets, and then go to reconstruction and production. So it's quite often that we have run multiple area triangulations to get a data set together. So it's not like in one go. This is what I'm going to show, a really simple drone data set, but quite often they are really complex.